Welcome. So today's video is just a quick little rundown of my sewing space. So this particular room is my daughter's former bedroom, and then it became an office, and then now it's my sewing space. So it's quite large, and I have got a whole lot of things in here. So I figured that you might want to take a look and see where I sew. So I'm gonna flip you around and take you station to station. Okay, so as we walk in the door, this is my favorite sewing machine. This is my Bernina 735. I got this last year, and it has been just an amazing machine. I absolutely adore it. I sew most of my stuff on this Bernina, and this is what I call my Station 1. So in this drawer, I've got all kinds of miscellaneous stuff. Of course, my lip gloss, because I always have to have lip gloss. Then I've got pens and all kinds of different things in there. I've got all of my my pins, my Bernina oil, magnetic stuff there. And then I've got my little Wonder clips and my other thingamabobbers. I've got all kinds of needles. I got these on Facebook Marketplace, but they were a great deal. I think I paid like $50 for all of those needles. And then down here is a whole bunch of different rulers. And then, so right next to this space is my space number 2, and the space number 2 is my Baby Lock, a brilliant sewing machine. So this particular station was used by my daughter-in-law last weekend. I'm showing her how to make the Wonderland Christmas pillow. So this is her work. She is working on this, and we're still working on it. And then of course there's some of my embroidery threads, some of my sewing threads. Over here, these are my Metler sewing threads. These are a bunch of my embroidery threads here and here. And then as we move across this space, here is my little cabinet where I've got a lot of my embroidery stabilizers, some of my FPP projects in here. This is just some scraps. These are some of my Serger threads, lots of different stabilizers for my embroidery machines. This is, other stuff there. And then here is my 15 needle by embroidery machine. So I bought this embroidery machine at this point about a couple of years ago, because it's got 15 needles. So that way when I'm doing bigger projects for my grandsons, I've got all kinds of different selections here. So I can do 15 colors at one time. I do not do anything commercially with this. This is literally just my own personal machine that I have around for when I want to do lots of different colors and embroidery project. And then this is station number 3. This is my Brother Dream Weaver XE Disney machine. I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace about 3 years ago. There was a lady who bought it and rarely used it, so she gave me a great deal on this. So this is an embroidery machine. It's a sewing and embroidery machine, but I only use it for embroidery. But I keep this station over here for whenever I have guests. And then I have another Husqvarna machine, sewing machine down there. And then over here is just a miscellaneous pile of stuff. These are some, this is a quilt project I'm working on. That is a finished quilt. That is a Christmas project for my daughter. Those are some pieces that I have for a bag I'm working on, and just some extra fabrics that I got. And then this is my fabric wall. So most of this is my personal sewing supplies. So when Joann went out of business a few months ago, all this fabric and stabilizers on the top I got from Joann at a screaming deal. So I use this to make blankets and all kinds of stuff. And then of course I've got all my cottons, my fat quarter bundles, and then these lower boxes have kids fabrics, knit fabrics, that kind of stuff, because I do make clothes for myself and my grandkids sometimes. And then also I love to make baby blankets as gifts to people at church or neighbors of my daughters even. I just love to make special things for people. I think it's just wonderful. And then this is my little pile of working stabilizers. I just keep them out and keep them handy because I use them all the time. And then this here is another table. This is my station number 4. This has my, what is that? That's a serger. And then that's my cover stitch machine. And these are some of my bigger embroidery threads and some of my bigger hoops that go with that buy machine. And then that is the bathroom. We close those doors because, you know, nobody wants to see a bathroom. And then this is my design wall. This just has some miscellaneous FPP patterns that I've been working on, different things that I have in the works, different things that you know, these are some of my samples. And then one of my favorite things of this whole room, I'm going to come over here just so you can see, is my cutting table. This is my cutting table. It's an 8-foot by 4-foot table. And then right there I have my projector, so that way I can do clothes sewing with my projector. I just project it onto this mat here versus cut patterns. It's an absolute game changer. And then this is my little ironing station. I have 2 different irons that I iron here. But anyway, this is my room. It's a mess, and please forgive the carpet. The carpet is what it is because, as I said, my daughter was in this room. So this was brand new carpet when we bought the house 14 years ago, but it is 14 years old. So the carpets has seen teenagers and animals and grandkids and all kinds of things. But this is the room that I work in for my sewing all the time, and I love it. Yes, it could be better organized. Yes, it's not very aesthetically pleasing, but again, it's my safe space. It's my my favorite place in the house, really. So thank you for joining me with this little tour today. I hope that you found something that you liked. I hope that you liked looking at my room. I hope that it just kind of gives you a little insight into where I work, how I work, what I do. Like I said, this room is my favorite place in the house. It's all the places and all the things that I love to do. I really, really love making gifts for my grandkids. I like making gifts for perfect strangers. I like doing all kinds of different things, but this is my stress-free room. Again, I know it's not super duper organized. Hopefully I'll get there one day, but for now, it's the place that I love. So I hope that you guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time.